Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. It was a crazy week, man.
Yeah.
Cray cray. Oh, it's AP.
No snap.
He's not asleep yet. Christmas miracle.
Oh shit! He changed his picture from a bear to a bear.
What it looks like. A bear to a bear. Bear bear. There's
Real true.
truth. I need to
Fucking
text his
Jinx
ass.
joke. Probably. He probably forgot Wednesday.
It's funny,
But
like on Sunday,
lost him ever. Look at there.
text with him on Sunday, he just texted me, space at 9? Yes! Every fucking time it's at 9. It hasn't
No,
changed.
it's at 8.
In
Ain't
retard
Dutch.
land. 9.
Dutch time. Oh, there he is.
No. I sent him a text in all caps that just says tardy with an exclamation point.
Yeah.
Little double meaning.
Yeah. Definitely a double meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Who I lost on the second. Dude, where's Bob?
He's dealing with some health issues. I've exchanged a couple of DMs with him. But he is essentially bedridden right now.
Get, get well soon, Bob.
We love you, Bob.
Oh.
He's thinking he'll be back soon. We'll see. Hopefully he is.
Where the fuck is Monster? I don't see him ever either.
People come and go. Depends on whether or not
Yeah.
our shit's showing up in their feeds, usually.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest problem. What's up, Iron?
What's up, Sippy? What's up, Truth? What's up, Jinx? I was
Howdy,
wondering
howdy.
if you guys were having a space tonight at 9 o'clock. Just curious.
No, it's at 6.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It's actually at 8.
I'm just waiting for someone in Mountain Time to say it's at 7.
Oh, yes. Who's in Mountain Time?
I don't think we have any
No one
mountain
in here.
timers.
All right, Hawaii time. Anybody? Hawaii time? Alaska? Alaska?
Maybe if I repost a space, because I don't think it actually put pushes it out when I start the motherfucker.
It only does for people that have notifications turned on for you.
Oh fuck! I probably don't have anybody with notifications on.
Gotta encourage it. Be like, hey, don't miss my
No, right?
posts.
What post? I haven't even been posted.
I haven't been posting as much either.
So, Iron, are you excited about the judge in Virginia?
Yeah, that case is was welcome news. I honestly didn't think it was going to happen that quick. I figured we'd be waiting like we always do, but they must have focused time, energy, and effort on that and realized that procedurally this is going to be problematic and that they would fight it on the back end. But even that, I mean, I have an issue with, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because we spent how many millions of taxpayer dollars? You know, they canceled schools on Tuesday. They didn't add a day at the end of the year because they have built-in snow days, which I've never quite figured out how that works. Um, but yeah, you know, all these people expending all this money for campaign signs for the results to be what I think everybody thought they'd be, but much closer. You know. Um, but I mean, I know I haven't dug into the original Supreme Court decision, other than just reading the news and stuff about what happened. but it seems like you know, I imagine it's going to minimally go to the state Supreme Court, if not SCOTUS. So we'll see. It's disheartening. I was cussing up a storm this morning. But anyway, I'm just tired today. I had like you know, was up at 4, and I think I went to bed at 2:30 or something. So it was like a very full day yesterday, and then I did sleep in a little bit this morning, which was nice. But
Yeah.
it's just all that energy and effort, you know, like walking every day, walking on the weekends, time away from the family. It just was all for nothing, I guess. That's how I was last night, but you know, um,
She met new people, right?
I did, I did. You know, silver lining. I mean, I guess the really good story out of all of this. I don't know if you guys saw. I posted about it earlier this week, but have you guys heard about Dr. Ron Elfenbein's story?
Weird name. No, I have not.
Yeah.
So during COVID, he was this doctor that started treating people very early on with monoclonal antibodies and
Yeah.
was having like crazy results, saving especially senior citizens and all that. You know, if you kind of take your mind back to what was going on back then. And it was so successful, and he was having so much success, and you know, he was on the media with it and stuff. And of course, you know, we know what happened at this point, but for the context, they said, "Hey, can you open up another clinic?" Right? He opens up a second clinic, and then the variant came about right around when Biden was taking on office, right? And so they started pushing back. Well, you don't know if it works for the variant, kind of thing, right? And so he kind of went public on the news with it, and it was like, no, we're seeing the same results, if not better results now, because you know, immunity is kind of a thing, right? It's like science. So anyway, long story short, they go after him for Medi-Cal fraud. The Biden DOJ weaponized it against this guy, and the jury found him guilty, and the judge reversed it and wrote this 90-page, very long 90-page opinion about how much prosecutorial misconduct there was. I mean, the prosecution's expert witness, when you dive deep on this, didn't even understand the Medi-Cal billing rules at the time, right? But yet he still got convicted. So the judge overturns the jury decision, which you know doesn't happen very often, and writes this 90-page opinion about it. Well, right before um, the election, they refiled everything, even though it was all dismissed, right? And now the guy's facing like all these years in prison, and you know, he's currently working as a doctor. He's a family man, all this kind of stuff. Well, he's been making his rounds on social media, and they've had a bunch of spaces. He was on Dr. Drew last week. He's been going around podcast after podcast, right, telling his story. Well, interestingly enough, at uh, at Langley High School, where I was volunteering on election day the other day, um, guess who walks up to vote? It was the director of NIH, and he's the same guy, the Stanford guy, the lead virologist that was speaking out about COVID, and was garnering lots and lots and lots of attention, and of course got deplatformed from YouTube and social media and stuff at the time. Well, he's now the director of NIH, and one of the volunteers I was with recognized him, and I'm like, oh yeah, that is him. And so I asked him if he had a few minutes, and he did. And I told him about Dr. Ron's story. Well, before I left, he was on the phone with Harmeet Dillon, believe it or not, and was going to call her on his way to work. Followed Dr. Ron back, and they had a conversation last night. Dr. Ron's supposed to call me when he's off work here in a little bit, so I may have to bounce off for a sec. But I was really happy that I guess if you're trying to look at silver linings, I think that that's a positive development, and might be kind of a life changing thing for him. I mean, he's got teenage kids and you know a wife who's also a doctor, and they're just I mean the story is just it's awful. But if you haven't heard a story, I can share something in the pill if you guys want to kind of read about it or whatever. But I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, when he calls you, you should tell him to hop into space. Uh,
Join the what?
Yeah.
hop into space. You know what we're in right now?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Sippy's in space. Not in a space, just in space.
So tired.
Ah, got it. Yeah, we're all there at times. I was there this morning. I woke up and I was like, "Oh my god, it's 9:30. What the hell? Crazy stuff."
Yeah, it was teacher
Yeah.
directed day for me, so like I didn't have the kids for the second half of the day. And I was thinking,
Oh,
okay,
nice.
great. I'm gonna get to like clean my desk, like file some papers, do some grading. And then my teammates are like, hey, can we meet for a few minutes to talk about this candy election debate we're gonna do tomorrow? I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. A few minutes. An hour and a half later, I finally get to go back to my classroom. So I did
Oh
not
my
get
gosh.
basically anything done that I wanted to get done.
Yeah, you can't let people co-opt your time. You got to have some sort of signage on the door.
Well, they'd never
I
done a
was
candy debate before, and I'm running it, so they're very confused and want to make sure that like they know what we're doing tomorrow. Because the whole grade level's getting together.
confusing, is it?
Hmm?
I feel like it can't be that confusing.
Yeah, well, they're wanting to know like the full process of how we're gonna do like the debate in the morning, do it in the lunchroom, and like, well, we each have three representatives, one for each candy in our class that we've agreed on, and then I'm gonna moderate because I got questions. I'm gonna answer them. Everybody else is gonna listen, and then we're gonna go back to our classrooms and vote. Like, and then they wanted to talk about, okay, well, when do we want to go on our field trip? Where do we want to go on our field trip? It's fucking middle of April, and we're just now talking about our field trip. There's like 8 weeks of school left. And it's like, okay, well, when are we going to start the next ELA unit? Well, we talked about this. We are doing it after state testing. We agreed on that. So, what happens when you work with old people?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's something that was in an email, but then you have to have a meeting about it, and then you have
Yes.
to schedule some follow-up meetings just to make sure everything went well, and then
Mm-hmm.
you have to have an after party to celebrate the fact that you had a meeting and plan more meetings, you know.
You left
It's
out the
true.
meeting that actually plans what your next meeting's going to be about.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just
I have
I
those
like
all the
I
time.
like hiding in my hidey hole that's known as my classroom. Like, I don't eat lunch, so I don't leave my classroom during lunch. I don't go hang out in the staff lounge. No, I keep to myself in my little hobbit hole, and I'm just like, leave me alone. It's too peoply out there. Go away.
Two people.
It's way too
You know, it's
peoply.
it's so funny. We have my wife's got one of her teacher friends. She's like the teacher at the school, right? The one that all the parents want, and she's fabulous, you know. And in fact, my teenager had her two years because she switched grade levels, so we were really happy that she got to be with her for 2 years. But she's just an amazing teacher, you know. And when we've been like at like events and stuff together or get-togethers, she's kind of in their little clique where all the teachers will get together and the husbands just kind of show up and be like, "Hey," you know. And what do the teachers do? They talk about work, you know. They can't just stop talking about work.
I like
And
to leave
so the
work
guys will
early.
be like, "Hey, what kind of bourbon do you like?" Or you know what I mean? It's like that. Um, and she is so quiet, like when everybody gets together. But when you go into her classroom, because I used to volunteer and stuff and go and hang out with them, and sometimes she'd let me plan a lesson with the kids and stuff, and because I was a teacher years ago and stuff, and and I'm like, oh man, you miss it, you miss being able to do it. And she'd be like, "Yeah, go ahead, take my classroom. It's all good, you know." So she'd go and do planning and hang out for 2 hours or whatever while I ran the class and catch up on stuff. And but when you saw her get in front of a classroom, it was like this completely different person, like totally unlike her outside of school. I envision you're like that, Jinxed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yep.
I have a lot more energy in front of the kids than I do elsewhere. Like,
Well, then they get in
eh.
front of the parents and they're just timid. It's like, just pretend they're all like, 3 feet tall, 2.5 feet tall, whatever, and that they need to all raise their hands. So it's like, I just can't. I just get so nervous.
It's true. I don't like dealing with
First,
adults.
imagining you naked, but you know, maybe that's not the best thing to do for your kids' parents.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hey,
Um,
quick question. Do you guys want me to call and see if I can get the court transcripts? And if I do, are you guys up for digging deep and doing like a post or something, like I don't know, a thread about Dexter and seeing if we can't get this some lift and try to schedule a space? I actually talked to Dexter today with Carl.
yeah.
Um, and apparently they've already spent $9,000 on all of the court transcripts and everything. And he gave me his lawyer's number and said, "Hey, he's probably got it electronically." And I said, "Well, if even if it's scanned, I figured you could OCR it or something so that you guys could sift through
Absolutely.
it."
Oh
Okay.
yeah. I got an app that does that. Anyway.
Well, we kept hitting and missing for 2 weeks, and it was like, "Are you going to call me, Carl?" And then Carl, I messaged him last night to check in because Grizzly popped in a space, and that's what reminded me of it. I'm like, "Hey, Grizzly, have you seen Carl?" If Carl's like, he's like, "I don't know, you got to message him." So I messaged him, and then we talked tonight. It was good to hear his voice. He's like in really good spirits, guys. And he actually, while we were on the call, went and tried to find his name, and he's like, "What the hell?" Because he had seen his name on before, so he was puzzled about the whole thing. And he's meeting with his attorney actually tonight, and he was going to ask him about it. He likes to bring those things up at, I guess, the scheduled visits, right? Because they're not supposed to listen into those calls or something.
Yeah,
So
attorney-client privilege.
right. So he didn't want to call him about it. So he said he was going to wait till he had a scheduled visit with the lawyer to ask why in the world would my case record not be able to be found on the public. And then he even logged in to look at it while we were on the call. And it's like, huh, he seems to have access to things like that we don't otherwise. But Carl beamed him into the call and whatnot. But I mean, this was a big story a year and a half, 2 years ago, whenever it broke. So um, anyway, I think the transcripts have like what the judge said and what the prosecution said and everything, but it's really just egregious. The whole thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll call the lawyer tomorrow, and then there's a second number he gave me because this other guy was able to dig through some FOIA request piece, I guess, and had another case about it, and had to like take it and file a motion to get it. But he's got things. He said he thinks his lawyer already has that too, but just in case, he said call the lawyer. I'll make sure he knows you're calling, and then I can get those sent electronically to myself or something, and then I'll get them to you guys somehow.
All right. Yep. Oh, you'll never guess what happened after we got off the phone, Iron.
You got a call.
No. So this actually pissed me off what happened. Um so I walked inside, put some stuff in the house, came back out to a guy walking across my yard. Note, I live out in the middle of nowhere.
He does. It really is the middle of nowhere.
And then he was like, "Oh, I'm just cutting through." And I was like, "Don't walk through my yard, dude." And then he's like,
Whoa.
"Can I just go this like right here?" And I was like, "Get out of my yard."
Was he heading to Methany's house?
Now he was heading to where the dude that used to be the drug dealer that got arrested lived.
Oh gosh. So he wasn't aware he was arrested. Okay.
Probably. Either way it goes, I told him, "Get out of my yard, dude." And then I walked towards the truck because I left my pistol in there for some odd reason. My truck was in the backyard. And while I was walking towards the truck, I see him trotting across my front yard and into my side yard. So I went inside and got the AR-10 and then went and stapled a bunch of no trespassing or posted signs all around my yard. And I was like, play that game one more time, dude. Play it one more time because you ain't coming out of that one.
Is that all you need in your state is just to make sure that they're on notice that they're not supposed to trespass?
Well, my verbal telling him to get off my fucking property was enough. I
Hmm.
could have shot him after that when he was still on my property and didn't leave. But if
So you had the conversation and then you saw him walk across the yard.
he was already walking across my yard,
Oh
I
god.
had just happened to walk out when he was trying to cut through my yard, which really isn't a cut through. It's not saving him any time.
Okay.
But yeah, he was just walking through my fucking front yard, like right in front of my front yard's not very big. My backyard's the majority of the 2 acres.
You know,
So,
everybody talks about wanting to live in the country, but it can get a little rugged like that. I would imagine from time to time. You got to gun up out there.
Landmines will fix that problem very quickly.
Oh,
I'm
there
gonna
you
give
go.
him a couple holes to breathe through if he does that again.
Yeah. Maybe you could set up like one of those glitter bomb things or whatever when they, like have 3 or 4 targets throughout the yard that, if someone cuts through, they're going to step on it and they get glitter bombed.
Well, I mean, if by glitter you mean shrapnel, then sure. I'll
Well, there
set
you
up
go.
a few more.
I
You
just I just called it glitter because we are on a recorded live stream space. So,
damn, it's
I was
perfectly
tr-
legal.
I was
Fuck
just trying
the
to keep.
ATF. How about that?
There
Yeah.
you go. I was just trying to keep it like kosher for YouTube and their DEI practices.
Oh, I don't give a damn about them. Nobody watches this on YouTube, anyways.
You would be right. We have 0 watchers on YouTube.
See,
We have 1 on
Well,
Twitch and 5 on Rumble. And we have a
one.
hidden person in the listener panel.
oh, you
In
mean
the
Vic?
loser lobby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vince is there alone in the loser lobby. You know,
I,
Vince, you could request a
gave,
microphone. You wouldn't be a loser
I
anymore.
gave him a mic. I gave him a mic. He didn't take it.
Well, I guess you can just stay in the loser lobby then.
he's got stage fright. Do you
Nice.
call that the loser lobby? I'm always in the loser lobby during the day because I'm working and I'm just listening. And
Yeah.
there's some spaces I just can't go in during the day anymore because I go in there and somebody just like throw me a mic right away and it's like, hey Iron, good to see you down there. Come on up and talk. And it's like, there is this concept of listener because it's right underneath like my circle. I just want to be a listener tonight. I'm coming to support you while I'm working. I'm trying to do my DEI stuff.
Yeah. I started using
Well,
the term as a joke and it just stuck.
a lot
Yeah,
of
no, I like it.
the like why they throw you a mic more than likely because this is why I throw a lot of people mics is because it notifies people that you're speaking in the stream in this
Right.
even if you're not, so it brings more people in. That's probably why they throw you a mic.
I was kind of digging through my like all the deep settings across Twitter the other day, and I was like, "Oh, I found this one setting," and I was like, "Allow your followers to see if you're listening in a space." Have you guys ever seen that setting?
I think that's new.
Yeah, I don't know. I just noticed it, and I'm like, "Why would I do that?" You know?
No hiding.
Well, I mean, if you want to bring people into spaces that you're listening to, I guess.
I guess.
But yeah. All right. So we talked about Virginia. I would say fairly extensively. Did we
Oh,
miss
we
anything
didn't
else?
talk about the absentee ballots.
Oh yeah. Let's do that.
Fairfax County.
Yeah, I
The
saw that.
number of absentee ballots that voted yes was exactly 35,000. On the nose.
The DEI hire. Same ones that put the Epstein files on the Justice Department website, but didn't hyperlink to them.
Like, how do they think
Yeah.
that's not going to go unnoticed?
Well, and then look at the percentage, right, of total, total votes for yes and total for no. And then you look at these supposed 35,000 ballots, right? The on the nose one.
Mm-hmm.
And then those are the yes votes, right? And how many of
Mm-hmm.
them were no votes? The percentages just don't make sense to me,
It's a
you know?
plus 60 vote
Right.
when Fairfax overall is plus 39.
Yeah. How does that work?
It
We'll have
doesn't. The
these
math isn't mathing
just
at
as
all.
this. Yeah. It never maths. The only thing that ever maths right is it's just a little bit more than what they need, and that about equals the vote lead in the blue county that matters the most. And
Yeah.
it seems to be the case. Maybe it's just a working theory. I don't feel like doing the math, quite honest with you. I could put it all in some sort of fancy spreadsheet or something and come up with some report, but I just don't have the energy for it. To say
Yeah.
I'm disheartened is an understatement.
I'm having Grok do the math on the odds of 35,000 yes votes.
Yeah, it's such an exact number.
Yeah, that's the weird part about it. It's too exact.
Brock is literally trying to explain away the discrepancy instead of answering my fucking question.
Isn't it also crazy cool how all those votes dropped like after all the rural counties had been like 100% reported? Wasn't that super fun as well?
Oh
Yeah, like not one vote reported an hour after polls closed.
And they dropped like 64,000 votes in like 5 minutes.
Brock is saying it wasn't exactly 35,000 votes, like at the end. Let me
Well,
look.
they probably realized, oh shit, people are talking about 35,000 votes. We got to like throw a few more in there.
Oh, we forgot the stack that Carl put in his back pocket. Sorry if your name's Carl and you're listening.
Well, so it's trying to explain it away by saying that was a batch, and then it moved up after that. So they did a batch of 35,000 and then reported. Is what it's trying to say.
A batch of 35,000 that was all yeses.
Right.
Sounds like Pennsylvania in 2020.
So they're blatantly cheating again. How surprising.
Right.
Well, I mean, they have over 1 million duplicate voters. So.
Yeah.
Well, didn't the circuit court put a hold on it today?
They did.
Yeah, a district court judge
ruled it unconstitutional from what I had checked last time.
Yeah.
Think the Supreme Court's going to shut it down?
The state Supreme Court is going to be hit or miss because they don't seem to be as conservative as the 6-3 conservative court should be.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be hard to say.
Someone talked about the supermajority Virginia had just not too long ago and how that's slowly diminished and how it's basically saying it's your fault, Virginia. You know. But nobody wants to read that today.
Nope. I don't know, and I don't know that this would go to the actual like the U.S. Supreme Court, or if it would just go to the state Supreme Court.
No.
Yeah, it was the state that reserved judgment on it the first, before the whole election thing happened. So we'll see what happens. I was just happy that it happened that quick. I totally didn't expect to see that. I'm like, oh,
yeah, it was like 12 hours later.
Yeah, it was good.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, I think so.
I just had to tell Grok, give me a fucking number, do the math. I don't want your opinion. So, approximately, it is 1 in 53,000 or 0.0019%. Are the odds of that exact batch coming back.
Yeah.
It's basically impossible.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's there's no way it's legit. I mean, with the duplicate voter issues in Virginia that haven't been rectified, there's just no way.
The thing that's bothering me is that they're doing it so blatantly, expecting themselves not to get in trouble for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They're used to it.
Yeah, they're used to getting away with it. But now we have to not let them get away with it.
I just don't see how you do a majority vote for a fucking amendment, anyways. Like
Right.
it should have been a super majority of the voters themselves, not just a regular fucking majority for an amendment.
Or was unconstitutional. Why was it a vote in the first place? It shouldn't be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too. The NIH director, Dr. Jay Buchel, I can't pronounce his last name, But that's exactly what he said when he came up to the fair, because we had like a tent out front of the school, right, and we were handing people stuff as they went in. And he just walked in, but we had a Fairfax County Republican sign above the booth, and he came up to the booth and he said, "I can't believe I'm having to waste my time on this fucking election. It shouldn't even be an election to begin with." You know.
I just don't understand. Like, they had a 46% turnout rate. 46%. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, and there was very little time between when they said they're doing this and when the election took place. You know, and I feel like that should not be, that needs to be a constitutional amendment, quite frankly. It's like, give
Well, yeah,
people time to prepare and combat it, you know.
yeah, it's against your constitution to push it forward as fast as they did. It's against your constitution to word it the way they did.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of shit that they didn't do right.
Well,
Like,
and the thing is the whole purpose of the constitutional amendment was to prevent this kind of thing from happening to fucking begin with, you know. um and that's why I can't figure out. Well, okay, we'll let the voters decide. You know, oh, you mean you're going to rig the a very short time frame election, and
Mm-hmm.
now we're going to be happy and say, okay, in this close of a, what was it, 51.5 to 48.5 split, right,
Mm-hmm.
on the yeses and no, something like that. That was, I haven't looked at the end numbers, but I know something like that.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
it's a divisive issue for the state. Yet you're going to double down like we're happy. And I swear, I quote posted Barack Obama's post, and it said "fuck all the way off."
yeah,
Yeah, but I just used letters, you know, the acronym.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all I've seen is celebrating and acting all high and mighty and shit, just for it all to backfire. I mean, people obviously see the discrepancies. Like, we're not stupid.
Well, and you know, I'm not for Florida doing this. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, where we're headed, guys, is blue states versus red states. You know, and
Yeah.
you know, that's not good for we the people, right? We're allowing ourselves to be divided by states. Um, but how else are we ever going to get anything done if we don't beat them at their own game? So, I mean, it's valid arguments on both sides. I just don't know which one I quite agree with at this point. And I haven't heard a compelling argument towards saying, hey, be philosophically consistent. And if it's not good for Virginia, then why would it be good for Florida? So I'm not going to go out there tooting the horn and say, go Ron DeSantis, because I don't think that we should be doing this at all. I think that people deserve fair representation, and they shouldn't have to move to a blue or a red state to be able to live the way that they want to live, you know?
Yeah.
In a perfect world, you're right.
Right. And it's a very imperfect world right now. Nobody with a backbone. And I'm sorry, John Thune needs to do something here.
He's not going to, though. He's a spineless coward. He's doing everything in his power to possibly be a roadblock for Trump at all, pretty much.
I mean, did he want Pence in office instead of Trump during the first term?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it lost me. I couldn't even, I never even figured out from the beginning why Pence was picked, you know? But anyway.
it was the fly that picked him.
Personally, I think Pence was going to be Trump's handler.
Yeah, that's basically.
Maybe it was that gay dude who got the gay prayed away or something, maybe. I don't know. Hey, Vince took a mic. He must be done digging holes.
Oh, that was an accident. I'm gonna drop back down.
How you doing, Vince?
I'm all right. I feel for a drive though. I'm just gonna be listening.
How it is. I see how it is.
Thanks for the shout out though. Hey everybody.
How's it going? Calm down, sir.
We'll give Vince something to listen to. Hey, I didn't do the screaming lady, so you guys have headsets on. Well, we're excited about next Monday, guys. We're going to be talking about Maha and with Dr. Kat Lindley. So if you guys enjoy talking about that kind of stuff, come swing by. If you don't enjoy talking about that stuff and you want to be a fat bastard that's unhealthy the rest of your life, then don't come.
Well then, maybe
Well,
I
if I'm a
won't.
bad bastard, but I still want to hear it.
We're pretty excited. She's not very happy with RFK. She thinks priority should be somewhere else. So it should be interesting. An interesting conversation.
It sounds like it.
Oh, and did I tell you guys we're going to have Dr. Stan Wrigley on? He wrote a book about, well, it's called Brutal Minds. We talked to him a little over a year ago, I guess, about that book. But he wrote another one called DEI Exposed. So he's going to come and talk about that book. That's in a couple weeks from now, I think. I have to look back. I can only do a week at a time right now.
I have a hard time thinking a day at a time, so kudos to you.
You know, it's a blue hair.
Days are just a
Brain
social
fried.
construct, man.
This school year's taking it out of me. All right, let's do a topic switch here. Southern Poverty Law Center, anybody?
Brought to you by. Forgot to say that part. Brought to you by Southern Poverty Law Center.
The next topic of the day, compliments. So.
Are they not funding us? Oh.
Nope.
Why can't we ever get anybody to fund us? Like, what the fuck?
Right? I'm sure there are plenty of people that would consider us a hate group. Right-wing extremists.
Anybody interested in funding my motorcycle fund?
No, right after I fund mine.
Well, you're about to be able to fund it, Jack.
Right? I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I haven't had a bike since I lived in California, so I've been tossing around the idea of getting one. I'm just gonna leave it parked at the beach house though, because there ain't no way I'm driving in DC because nobody knows how to drive here.
Shit, I mean, I made my husband get rid of his when fucking neighbor tried to run him over in the turn lane leaving the neighborhood.
What the fuck?
Just fucking turned right into him.
What did you do to piss him off?
Apparently existing or something, because like
The dude's jealous of the motorcycle, Jinx. That's what it is.
I mean, it was a pretty sexy motorcycle. But yeah, no, the only thing that got messed up was one of the pegs, so thankfully.
Well, that's good.
And then the guy tried to put in a claim against my husband, saying it was my husband's fault. And then
Oh God.
then my husband had already put in his claim. And then the guy is calling us, trying to get us to withdraw the claim because the guy's trying to sell the vehicle and he can't sell it while there's an open claim. Sucks to suck.
Karma's a bitch.
Yep. So, all right. Southern Poverty Law Center spending lots and lots and lots of crowdfunded money from their donors to perpetuate hate crimes, essentially.
White man bad.
White men bad, so let's pay the KKK.
It's chapter 11 of the Pearson required reading textbook. The only one that gets approved is a chapter called Whiteness. Look it up. It's a real thing.
I mean, it's crazy.
And there's all kinds of stuff in there about the SDLC, SLD. What is it? Southern Poverty Law?
SPLC.
Thank you. The SPLC.
Think professional learning community. That should help you. PLC.
Okay, so nobody say this out loud, but they should replace law with idiot. Nobody say out loud what that spells, please. Thank you.
Paid for in partnership with Southern Poverty Law Center.
Yeah.
Hold out my radio voice for that one. You're welcome.
I know. I was just trying. I'm trying to motivate them to fund us, right?
One of these days.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
But yeah, so I mean, the Charlottesville, the whole fucking Charlottesville rally was these fuckers.
Yep. Well,
And they just,
I mean, they funded it, yeah.
but
They funded the. Okay, let's say this correctly. They allegedly funded the person that organized the event. There we go.
there. Good job, Sippy.
Allegedly.
I believe that is the legal way to say that, or that.
Yes, it is alleged. It is allegedly because there's been no
Isn't it
convictions.
so funny how CNN was just on scene for the whole thing?
Right?
It's really convenient. As
Yeah.
Are they also a right-wing extremist hate group that SPLC is funding?
We were just out there having wine. And we were right by at the Trump winery.
Just like Don Lemon had.
But yeah, I mean, it's tons and tons of what are viewed as hate groups, right?
Yeah, so I saw it. So what are they charging them with exactly? Do you know? Do you guys have it pulled up?
So I haven't found the exact charges. Let's see.
Somebody said 11 felonies or something.
Yeah, it's
like
11 counts.
I read the charging documents. I just have to look it up again. Basically, it was funding crime, basically. Let me see if I can.
Wire fraud, false statements, and conspiracy to commit money laundering.
Because what they were doing is they were raising money, claiming to end these types of groups, and then they were turning around and funding these types of groups.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing exact opposite of what they said they were doing.
And keep yourself in business.
Basically, like a perpetual. You create something to fight something you already created itself, so it's a never-ending thing. We just keep sending money to each other.
Right. It sounds like a rule right out of Those for Radicals, something Alinsky wrote.
Ginger has her hand up. What's up, Ginger?
Hi, as far as the Southern Poverty Law Center, they're full of crap, but hopefully that will lead to federal RICO charges because it sounds like it's racketeering at its core.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. They also have Act Blue's in some trouble too. They're in some hot water.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
foreign donor money.
It's their whole thing. So SPLC is also accused of funding extremist groups, including the KKK, Aryan Nations, and National Socialist Party of America, which they also call themselves the Nazis.
Well, they also were the domestic terrorist arm of the Democrat Party for 90 years. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen it going around that people are saying that they were also giving money to the Patriot Front. Kash Patel in his press conference said the American Front, they're two separate organizations. So no one has said or given evidence that Patriot Front is funded by SPLC. That doesn't mean they're not funded by some liberal shithole group, but they weren't named with this SPLC stuff. So
I just put the named extremist groups in the jumbo. It's also in the purple pill. That is from the DOJ's website. By the way.
It's crazy seeing all this stuff happening. Like, it's so nice having an FBI that actually does things. There are things that they still need to do, They're not doing
hope they-
enough.
Sippy,
But-
the good news is that you might be able to get you a good deal on an Aryan motorcycle from their club.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
There may be a few
I saw
bullet
that,
holes. Some
I saw
leftover
that
cocaine
DHS
somewhere.
DHS actually fucking posted on X that they were auctioning off a Corvette Stingray, like that they seized. That was funny. I mean, the auction's already over. It was like last week or something, but
Yeah, they're allowed to do that.
I know
Funds.
it's just funny.
Can you imagine the families of people who do that kind of thing for a living? Like, hey, this is what's coming next week. I'm sure there's rules against it, but it's shooting the shit with your buddy. And hey, they're going to auction off this Corvette for like 10 grand next week. Maybe. I heard.
And then I hope it still has some cocaine hidden in the wheel wells.
Trying to find that. I don't see it. I'm so confused. What? West Virginia man found guilty of aggravated sexual abuse of a child abroad. We can charge people for shit they do in other countries?
If those countries have extradition laws, yeah, there's links where you can charge people with crimes in those countries.
Which case is that? Because I know that there was someone, like a trans person, that took their child to Cuba.
No, this is a guy in the army stationed in Germany.
Oh, probably happened on an American base then.
He aggravated sexual abuse of a child under the age of 12.
Yeah, probably happened on base.
He was a babysitter.
That's disgusting.
Kill him.
Horrendous.
It did happen on base.
I don't like leaving my kids with babysitters. I really don't. I never have.
We were fortunate to find an amazing woman who had quite the reputation. She was like a nanny and stuff, but she went over to being she got like her RN license or something and became a nurse, but she'd still babysat on the weekends and stuff. And we met her and vetted her and all that stuff. And she came over with like all of her clearance stuff to say, hey, here it all is. Here's my ID, all this. But she's still an amazing family friend now, but they're definitely hard to find. And she was the only person we ever left our kids with. But they're definitely hard to find.
Yeah, we usually leave our kids with my parents or my husband's parents.
Yeah, we had that. She would just be like if we had a work event or, things like that. Or sometimes my wife would fly to conferences with me and that'd be our date. It'd be like, oh, we're staying in a fancy hotel because we're at a conference.
Yeah.
But it was like few and far between, like maybe twice a year kind of thing.
All right, we have more court stuff that happened today.
The fuck? Okay, we're gonna have to start trolling. Like, I'm gonna doom scroll the fucking DOJ website. You ready for this headline?
Oh boy.
Illinois woman pleads guilty to distributing and conspiring to create and distribute animal crush videos showing violent torture of monkeys.
The fuck?
Where the fuck are you even getting monkeys? My question. Oh my God.
You can find breeders where you can get exotic animals. In most states, it's only a couple $100 to get like a license to be able to buy them for a year. And you can get like monkeys and kangaroos and zebras and shit.
She did it to baby and adult monkeys, and it was videos of them being burned and their genitals mutilated.
What the fuck is wrong with people? Can we talk about something that makes me happy now?
How about your post about the smallpox vaccine over top of Senator Mark Kelly?
This calling it a vaccine is not accurate. It was a form of inoculation. and it was not super effective. It like essentially we're like taking infected pus from somebody and like rubbing it in open wounds of people that were not infected. That was the inoculation.
And smallpox was killing 30% of people before he did that. The flu kills less than 1%.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I have not gotten a flu shot since 1997. I got a flu shot in 1997 because someone said, "Hey," I said, "There's a flu shot now," and they're like, "Yeah," and they're like, "You should get it so you don't get the flu." I'm like, "Well, I think the last time I had the flu, I was a kid."
You know,
And I said, and I haven't gotten it since then. So they talked me into getting this flu shot. I'm like, all right, fine. The health department was there. I worked for the government at the time. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll get it. Man, I missed like 5 days of work. And I was just like, where's your union when you need them? This is the health department's fault. They gave me a freaking flu shot and I got the flu. And it was like the worst flu I've ever had. So I
yeah.
have not gotten a flu shot since 1997.
Well, and I put out a post a little over a month ago about the flu vaccine after it was announced that the efficacy of the vaccine this year was only 25%. So, over the last 20 years, the efficacy rate has been as low as 10% and as high as 60%. Okay? The average efficacy rate during the past 2 decades is roughly 40%. Only 5 of the last 20 years have had an efficacy rate above 50%. That's awful.
Did you get your flu shot, Jinx?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you must not care about the.
Kaiser keeps
You
texting me
must.
telling me I'm due for my flu vaccine.
You must not care about the rest of us.
Nope. Not one bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy.
I just want y'all to know that I'm literally sitting here watching my cameras, waiting on that dude to come back through my yard.
Fuck right to find out, right?
Sippy's gonna be gently stroking his AR-10 before too long.
You asked me to stoke it, all right?
Why that? Why that phrasing, Jinx? That was a different kind of phrasing.
I don't think he was actually going. I don't think he was actually going where the fuck he was said he was going. I think he thought he was going because it looked like he was headed towards my carport, which I do have stuff under my carport. I think he was about to go try to steal something, and then I just happened to walk back out the house.
Well, sometimes you fuck around and find out. Okay.
I guess Vince left. He's in a space that's unavailable.
Oh. Boo.
Boo.
All right.
Boo.
Gavin Newsom had a court loss today. The Ninth Circuit said that
Good.
no,
What was it?
you
What was
cannot
that about?
you cannot require ICE agents to remove their masks. It violates the supremacy clause.
Exactly. But he knew that going in.
Oh,
Doesn't he
absolutely.
care that they don't get the? He doesn't want them to be spreading infectious COVID and flus
Right?
around, does he? Yeah.
We need to prevent the spread. Stay 6 feet apart. Wear a mask. If you're wearing a cloth mask, double
Yeah.
up.
You know, we
Well,
were
he
back
was
we were
having-
back in full service, Jinx, during 4 months into the pandemic, right? And I was in charge of a lot of people, and we had a testing center where 75 people would show up, and I had to enforce all this stuff all while like rolling my eyes. It was something.
I had to wear
Yeah,
a
all
face
while he
shield
wined and dined at the French
outside
Laundry.
when I was handing out school materials to parents as they drove by in their cars. How stupid is that?
Who is it that keeps? Somebody keeps. Ginger, is that you? Keeps trying to talk.
I'm sorry.
October.
Yeah, that was me. I
Yeah,
just say I live in this state. No, sorry.
No, you good. Go for it.
Sorry if I talked over anyone.
We all tend to talk over each other. It's fine.
Everybody talks over everybody, but Ginger's got a very ginger voice.
Oh, thank you. Ginger and spice and not so everything nice.
Yeah.
What's Truth's
Now, this state is
excuse?
really screwed up. Yeah, this state is totally screwed up. Gavin Newsom is a fraud, and he should be in prison, along with his wife,
Oh yeah.
who, by the way, had sex with Harvey Weinstein. And
Blech.
Gavin Newsom had sex with his best friend's wife, who was 19 years old at the time.
Yeah. We dug into Newsom's wife a little bit, and that I don't know if you've seen that crap that she's pushing on the schools and stuff, but there's some messed up stuff in that.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Like some real messed up stuff.
Yeah, we watched some clips and it's
It's basically
She's evil. They're
porn
evil.
elementary kids.
yeah,
Basically what it is, and she makes money off of it.
a lot of money that she then cycles through her production company.
Yep.
From her nonprofit to her production company.
Yep. And then pays
Wow.
her.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
pays herself $150,000 a year salary for these nonprofit companies, the two of them.
Yeah, the not from the nonprofits, but we don't know what she's actually getting from the production company because she's also getting paid from them.
Yeah, we're talking about millions of dollars a year towards this movie production.
Yep.
California's still home every time I go back. We left 12, almost 13 years ago now. So, the beautiful state, great people, great places to go, but it's just ruined by all the politicians out there badly.
Yep. Exactly what it is. I mean, Washington's the same way. It's absolutely gorgeous state. If you look past the fact that it's a communist shithole.
What's a gorgeous state?
Not Mississippi. Oh.
It is.
Washington, Oregon, too. It's a beautiful country up there.
Well, yeah, Washington's nice on the it's beautiful on the west side, but you get to the east side and it's fucking desert.
Yeah, after you go across the moon. That's what we refer to that stretch of I-90 when you go past the military training area.
Yeah.
Winding through the hills as you come down into Yakima. Yeah, we call that the
Mhm.
moon. It's all
Yeah.
like rocky, but just scraggly brush. But it's all
Yep.
like
know.
really interspersed. Not everybody in here knows.
Yeah,
So it's
we lit on fire with tracer rounds on accident. Yeah, we had to put that shit out.
Down there in Mississippi.
No,
Not how they say it down there, Mississippi.
I was in Washington. I was in Yakima
yeah.
training.
Mississippi was stationed in Washington at one point.
Yeah.
He's lived here.
We live on down here in Midnight, Mississippi.
I mean, when
I lived up there, I lost my southern accent. It just went away, and then it came right back when I got back.
That's weird.
Didn't take long.
That's very strange. I mean, I picked up a very slight southern drawl, but I lived in Georgia for 13 years. It wasn't just a few years.
That'll do it.
I still say y'all. That never went away.
Yeah, me too.
I said y'all before I went to Georgia.
I can't stand the ones that say Ewans. I'm like, what the fuck is a UN?
Who the fuck
The
says
UN,
that?
the United Nations.
UN,
Are you in?
Pittsburgh. Ugh.
Ewans,
it
what
yet?
Ewans doing? Fuck, where is that? That's like
Use
I feel
guys.
like,
Western PA, Yuns.
yeah, East Coastish.
They're called Yinzers.
Yeah, I can't stand that shit, man.
Well, people say wash instead of wash.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we got some people that do that here.
Yeah, I think that's like a universal. Like, there's random people everywhere that say it that way. Mostly old people.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard a young person say it.
All right. Going to our next thing here. Everyone should have a little bit of fun with this one. Ilhan Omar is in some hot water, right? Last week we talked about her, her accounting error. If you're not watching the stream, there's air quotes there, accounting error. So she was supposed to go and report to a fraud hearing in Minnesota on the Feeding Our Future issues that they had, and she didn't show up. So
did you see the winery partner? The partner in the winery, he dissolved it.
yes, the winery, quote unquote, more air quotes, winery was also dissolved 9 days actually after her financial disclosure was amended.
Great timing.
Yeah.
Don't you guys know anything about accounting principles? They're rounding errors, guys. They're rounding errors. That's what they call those.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I don't give the Babylon Bee a lot of credit, but they put out a great post yesterday where she got her accounting done at the Quality Accounting Center. No N. It was beautiful.
That's good. It's very good.
I'm trying to find. I need a picture of that dude that came out and said all their shit got stolen, because that's who she hired to do her cleanup. I know
And
it.
you know, like calling it the accounting center is fabulous, but there was an opportunity to not have the O instead and have it be the accounting center. That would have been way better.
That would have been funny.
Missed opportunity.
They
I need to go
needed
right for the
hire
B,
you.
guys.
That's it. That's it right there, James. Good times.
Should make that a cartoon, Jinx.
They'll call it the round. I don't know, the road. I could never write for the Babylon Bee, clearly, but I was trying to think of a letter to remove from their rounding error, but it just didn't work.
Running, as in.
Yeah, there you go. The running, our running total error. We just Phil handled it down too far, Your Honor.
A running cunt.
The decimal, we just got confused because in Somalia we don't use decimals, we just use commas.
Yeah.
That actually would have been a better excuse, honestly, if she had said that to begin with. Like, I'm used to writing with commas instead of decimals. That would have been just fine. I mean, I still would have made fun of her. That would have been way better than, oh, it's an accounting error.
I also have accounting errors when my value is 30 times higher than it actually is.
Yeah, that's the funny part. Like, I made a huge accounting error. I'm going to have to pay a shitload more taxes than I would have before. Like,
and they call them undocumented expenses, guys. Come on.
It's crazy.
I really did consider fucking redacting my tax return, and sending it in to them.
I did really good on taxes this year. I was surprised.
No, I just wanted to redact everything and then send it to them.
I know. I suggested that to my mother-in-law. I said, hey, do you think they'll accept my taxes if I redact them? My buddy Sippy said I should redact all my information on them. And she's like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And I'm like, it's a joke. It's a joke. Oh, okay. Yeah.
We had one of my husband's 1099s showed up a little bit late. It was a 1099 for $3,000. So I added on.
Oh, gosh.
And it increased our tax liability by $600.
Oh gosh. Well, I won the lottery last year. Did I tell you guys about this? I was like one number away from like $1 million, but I won $2,500. And then I won another jackpot like within a few weeks of it, and so I had to claim taxes on that. So I ended up owing federal. But I would have, if it weren't for those stupid wins, I would have like broke even on federal taxes.
I found it.
Yeah, we don't break even on taxes in our house because my husband's entirely 1099.
Ouch. Yeah, so you got to put that money away every month.
It really wasn't that bad this year.
I stopped doing 1099 work because what was it? 2 years ago, the county, Fairfax County, decided If you do an excess of $25,000 a year in 1099 income, you have to file for a business license, and then you have to file local taxes and pay them locally. And I told him, I was like, I am not going through your 100-page booklet on doing this. I'll tell you what, here's how much 1099 income I made. Send me a bill, tell me how much I owe you, and I'll pay for it. But I'm never doing 1099 income again. And that's literally what I told the tax authority. I haven't heard anything else from them. So
Yeah,
there
no,
you go.
We have an LLC, and our LLC's out of Wyoming.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
No taxes.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, and then I told him, I said, and by the way, that 1099 income, I was in the state of Delaware at the time that I earned it. So there you go. Oh, well, you'll just need to file the. I was like, I'm not filing anything. I'm not. You need to tell us, send us something in the mail to let us know, hey, we noticed you reported 1099 income in prior years. Fairfax County is starting this thing, blah 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 blah. So like, I've turned down contract after, and then finally a couple of folks were like, well, we'll W-2 you if you'll do the contract for us. So I did do a W-2 contract last year, but I was like, I am not filing. And I was like, well, how long is it? It's like, oh, it's going to be this long. I'm like, okay, well, then it's going to end up being more than 25,000. And I said, no, I'm not, I'm just not, I can't. And they're like, oh, we really need you to do it. I'm like, well, then find a way to do a temporary employee agreement or something, and I'll do it for you. I said, but there's no way I'm going through their stupid process just to earn a little bit of extra money, you know? And it was interesting because the recruiter that called me a couple weeks ago to do it's like this little project for their e-learning and setting up like a data dashboard to feed on the outside. It's a really small project. It's probably be like 6 weeks, right? And she said, we're doing it as a W-2 if you want to do the work with this temporary employment agreement that we came up with. She said, because nobody in Fairfax County will do 1099 work for us anymore. I'm like, well, there you go. Create rules and then nobody will work and you're not going to get shit.
Welcome to government.
Yeah.
I found the new proposed gerrymandering for Virginia so they could remove that last Republican seat. You see it? It's in the jumbo.
Send me a link, Sip.
Oh, there it went.
Well,
I see it.
apparently
That was the Babylon Bee that did that. That's so funny.
Didn't the court step in? I'm reading it. The court stepped in and stopped the Virginia gerrymandering.
Yep,
Yes.
circuit
They said,
court.
Yeah,
so circuit court. So they're going to fight it, but they're going to lose as it goes up to the Supreme Court. It'll lose.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, hopefully. Because it's not the U.S. Supreme Court. It won't go that far because it's
No, but it'll go to their state Supreme Court.
which is also super liberal.
Okay, that's really funny, Sippy.
I know, right? I just
Oh man, Newsom would love that.
She would.
He'd be all for it.
Damn it,
Especially because they
Newsom.
get all that extra blue along the way.
Yep. Oh man. What else was there? Oh, did y'all see that O'Keefe thing?
No.
What? I hadn't seen that. That shit's fucking crazy, dude.
The head of the nuclear commission or whatever that was like just dropping info to people.
Yeah, just saying where the fucking nukes are and
Yeah,
shit.
just like, hey, look, if you want to kill everybody, here's where you can hit.
I'm surprised he didn't tell fucking launch codes.
I didn't see this. Is this another undercover expose thing or?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the profile. It's definitely worth a watch. The dude, like, they actually had to bleep out some shit because he was literally telling secrets. But yeah, so he was. He was basically just fucking blabbing.
They been fired yet?
I would hope so.
I looked it up. Somebody said Virginia's Supreme Court's liberal, and they're moderate. I thought that they were a little more conservative, but I just looked it up, and I think they're a little more conservative. So that might be our saving grace.
I'd have to look. Yeah, I was going based off of what everybody else was saying, and the fact that they didn't rule on it beforehand. Right?
Right.
They should have ruled on it beforehand.
Should have been a vote to begin with.
Well, yeah, it's like why we spent millions and millions of dollars, closed schools. I'm beating a dead horse at this point. So whatever.
Oh shit! Oh shit! O'Keefe posted 4 hours ago. That guy is now facing criminal prosecution for what he was saying.
It's only criminal right now because the Fed has to be able to draft papers. They need 48 hours before he'll catch federal charges as well.
Nice.
But it's like, who fucking, like, my God. I'm going to go off of what Asmongold said earlier. We need to have vetted prostitutes for these people because obviously they can't keep their shit in their pants.
Prostitutes?
Vetted prostitutes, so we know that they're not foreign spies.
Truth perked up at the idea of prostitutes. He's like, gimme, gimme.
Well,
oh,
Let's see.
You have no more fang bangs.
Yeah, no kidding.
Here's my take, guys. As I'm sitting here thinking about how this might play out, what do you guys think? I have a feeling that the Supreme Court is not. They're going to invalidate this election based on how it was worded on the ballot. That's what I'm thinking might happen.
It was absolutely worded like partisan as shit.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
was
he puts the
deceitful.
word fairer on a friggin'
Yeah.
ballot.
Well,
Yeah, and it's supposed to be temporary, and Barack Obama was involved, so you know it was all a big fat gerrymandering lie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's temporary in the government sense, which means permanent.
Yeah, just like income tax was temporary.
Yes, it
Didn't
was.
Spanberger's gun law, didn't her thing also get slapped today as well?
I don't think she ever signed
I
it.
did
dude.
not hear
She so she sent it back like last week to the legislature with modifications that made it worse. Today, the legislature sent it back to her in their original form without her changes. So they're basically saying, nope, this is as far as we'll go. Sign it, veto it, or don't sign it and let it go into law. But we're not doing your changes. The bill still sucks, but it's not nearly as bad as it could be.
She is batshit crazy.
She is, absolutely. Fucking psychopath. But most liberals are.
They're calling
you
us.
know, it's kind of funny. Like I know I don't judge a book by its cover, but every time one of these local, I mean, you look at them and you're like, man, you can see like 10 feet of crazy in there, and it's like, how did this one get through? Like, I'm not trying to say judge a book by its cover, but if I see a spider, I'm gonna assume.
Yeah,
I don't want to get bit.
if it's got blue hair and a nose ring, it's probably gonna fuck your shit up.
Right?
Yeah. You know.
Can someone remove him?
I mean, and then before you know it, you got this 7-foot giant coming up behind you and bear hugging you while she's kicking you in the shins.
But I mean, it's kind of ironic that Sic Semper Tyrannis is literally on the Virginia flag. If you don't know what that means, that is thus always to tyrants, which basically means tyrannical leaders will always be overthrown.
Yep.
Sounds like Virginia needs to remember what their state motto is then.
It does, doesn't it? Yep. They even have a Gadsden flag fucking license plate. Like, Oh, they kill me.
All right.
Everybody pussified over the years.
I'm
Wanna hear-
hanging
who,
upside.
who wants to
I'm
hear how
hanging
gross New York
upside
City
down
is
right
now?
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can do that too. I
So
got mine behind me.
Libs of TikTok posted. New York City sees a 50% uptick of people peeing in public in the past year, with a major surge since Mamdani took office, according to new data from the NYPD.
That's nice.
NYPD.
We're going
That's
to
funny.
develop an app for it now, just like San Francisco did for all the shit
Their
piles
poop
everywhere all
map.
over the city. Yeah.
Seattle needs a
guys
poop
ever
map.
you guys ever do the inversion stuff with those heaters where you hang upside down?
You said inversion, and it sounded like you said with Peters, like your dick.
Teeters, not Peters. Teeters. I'll take a picture, but I'm literally hanging upside down right now.
Take a picture of a Peter.
No one wants to see a
Hanging
picture of
upside
your
down
Peter
right
Iron.
I'm not getting any pictures of it or
Well, when you
teeters.
think about it, it's Peter's hanging upside down too right now.
Speaking of peeing,
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Oh, that was fabulous. Oh. Sippy has one, don't you, Sipper?
What?
Inversion table.
I do. It's right behind me.
Hanging on the gun wall?
It's sitting in front of the gun wall right now.
I'd be afraid that I wouldn't be able to get out of it. I'd be stuck
You're
upside
not
down
supposed-
forever.
Not that
you're
hard.
not supposed to lay belly down on it though, Sippy.
I don't know what that would feel like, but I kind of want to try it.
That's funny.
Lay belly down on what?
See how you are?
I missed something.
Try something new each day.
I mean, if you ever do that, you better make sure you lock the door.
Let's see.
I don't know. I don't know what that would feel like. I kind of want to do it though.
I mean, one way to find out.
Careful, the older you get, things have a tendency to fall out of place, especially if you're teetering upside down.
I think everything of Sippy's is out of place at this point.
It is.
You're out of place.
Sure, I'm in the right place. My name's on the title. What's your excuse?
Gravity works.
I mean, tell that to old women. They might disagree with you. Where's the crickets?
Yeah, there's crickets.
Yeah, I'm just trying to dig through all this. I have had other things on my mind lately, so
Have we talked about the SPLU or the poor people's whatever?
Yes.
And
see.
I missed it.
You did
We
miss
tried
it.
to get them to sponsor the space by me saying racist things.
We're waiting to find out if it works.
That was weird. My app just like crashed and booted me out. It like went black.
Ooh, okay.
Have y'all been following this stuff with the Noah's Ark like landing site?
How they're doing the deep, the ground penetrating.
Yeah, and they found like tunnels and corridors and stuff's measured out and like not natural.
I didn't hear that.
See that?
It's pretty sick, yeah. Hold on, I'll throw it in the comment stuff. What do you call it? Purple pill or whatever.
While you're doing that, so tonight, Senator John Kennedy filed major proposals on the Senate floor to do the following under reconciliation, which is simple majority. Require citizenship to vote. Require voter ID. Election day only, not election month. Block pay for senators during a shutdown. Block Democrats from shutting down the government before the midterms. Let Americans buy insurance across state lines and abolish federal income tax for poll workers.
I never understood the whole insurance across state lines. Like, Why isn't that already a fucking thing?
I don't know.
Exactly.
But because of
poll
the
working, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Truth. Look, you won't get taxed on your poll work.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I'm going to be a pole dancer.
but because of the Senate parliamentarian, none of this is guaranteed to make it through. Because it's a reconciliation bill.
Fire that bitch.
The Senate parliamentarian has a surprisingly large amount of power.
Right. So is this a potential reality or likely not? What?
I don't know, because the parliamentarian's not an elected position; it's an appointed position by the majority leader. That should tell you a lot.
Yeah.
So it's basically a person that he can pawn off all his failures onto.
Yeah.
Just shake the 8-ball, right? All signs point to no.
8-ball Coke.
So why are they thinking that this is the landing spot for Noah's Ark?
Because that's where it was. That's where it one was labeled in the Bible, and two, it matches the dimensions and stuff. So they started digging. There's like they found petrified wood matter, plant matter, and then when they started doing this like deep penetration stuff, obviously in the video they're talking about it, like corridors, hallways, stuff like that.
Haha, you said penetration.
Did you put it down on the pill? Because I'm not seeing it.
I didn't.
I had it and I didn't press the fucking send button. That's my fault.
It's there. Right.
I saved it.
I can play that on double time and so everybody can hear it. Let's see.
We're waiting.
Right. Today, Junior.
Dun, 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 dun,
Why didn't y'all tell me it wasn't playing? It was playing.
We've literally been saying.
Still not playing just as of yet.
Got in the wrong browser. Give me a second.
Researchers working in the high mountains, American researchers working in the high mountains of Turkey have uncovered what appear to be hidden tunnels similar to the descriptions of the biblical account of Noah's Ark.
Our next guest says his newly found evidence can prove that Noah's Ark did in fact exist, turning this biblical mystery into a reality. Joining us now from Turkey is one of those researchers from Noah's Ark Scans, Andrew Jones. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us and for all the good work that you're doing. This is fascinating. Tell us about your findings that could prove the real-life existence of Noah's Ark.
Thank you for having me on. Yes, greetings from the mountains of Ararat, where the Bible says the Ark landed. About 1 mile from the Iranian border. And in this remote area, this boat formation was discovered in 1959. But our new research has shown that there are tunnels about 4 meters down and about 2 meters high going down the center of the boat and on the inside edge of the hull shape. And so we really believe that this layout showing tunnels and also possible support beams and walls would suggest that it's a man-made object and not just a natural formation.
Yeah, many geologists disagree with that. They say, look, this is just a natural formation. But gosh, Andrew, when I look at that, it doesn't look very natural to me. What's your response to those geologists?
Yeah, so first of all, you have to explain how did an earthen formation get into the shape of a ship, and that is exactly 300 cubits long, which is the length given in the book of Genesis in the Bible. And so we have the exact length, we have the ship shape, and we're in the right location. And now we're also seeing that the soil inside is different from right outside the formation. So we have 3 times more organic matter found inside versus right outside. So it's a distinct object and not just part of the mountainside.
Can you take your work underground and explore some of these tunnels to get a definitive answer?
That is the next goal. We're really hoping that we'll be able to do that. And so that's the plan, and that's what we've suggested. And we're even wanting to help with designing a robot that can go down into these tunnels and film and take samples.
I understand that your organization is called Noah's Ark Scans, which probably answers my next question for me. But in your heart of hearts, based upon all the time and all the effort that you have put into this, do you truly believe that you have found Noah's Ark?
Yes, I do believe that this is the real decayed, buried remains of Noah's Ark, the famous ship, and we're doing our best to convince the skeptics and show the world this site.
That's awesome.
Interesting. Be very
Some people will never believe it, though.
I mean, carbon dating is a thing.
Yeah.
But
you know, atheists.
I mean, everybody that dates is dating carbon, technically.
That was a bad one. Sorry, Sippy.
That was a great one.
No. No.
I don't know. It sounded like you had a stroke. All I heard was that ding dong.
Hey, ding dong.
I'm eating.
Yeah, ding dong.
All right. Senator Warnock was very upset. Was very upset with RFK Jr. today because RFK Jr. made employment cuts to the rabies office. RFK Jr. responded, "There's 1 to 3 rabies cases per year in the U.S. I think one person manning that office can handle that traffic." That's fabulous.
The same people that killed Peanut.
Yep.
No, that was the state of New York.
How you know they didn't call them to, get advice?
Maybe. Or Peanut.
Peanut
Poor
eats
Peanut.
them when they die. I hope Peanut just fucking comes back from the dead and eats them.
So just for Harambe.
Isn't that the
Is Harambe.
Is it just me or does like the For You feed not like actually refresh with new stuff? Like I get like 1 new post
Yeah.
and like 10 old ones.
It's been doing that to me too. It's really annoying. Like, I swear to God, if I have to see this fucking pitcher catch the damn ball in his shirt one more time, I'm gonna fucking scream. Have y'all seen that one? The Mariners pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, I don't even like baseball. I don't know why they're showing me anything about baseball. It's boring as fuck. I don't like it.
You're boring as fuck.
Hey, Jinx, the draft's tomorrow. You gonna watch it?
Probably.
How about you, Lou? Oh, yeah, you're over first round pick.
No, not anymore. We got Dexter Lawrence. Big sexy.
I'm hoping the Bears get Peter Woods tomorrow. That'd be awesome.
They were saying that like if we hadn't have traded for Dexter Lawrence, if we'd have kept that 10th pick, that's who we would have picked. And I am so glad we traded for Dexter Lawrence. Nothing against Peters Wood, but
Peters
or
Wood.
Peter Woods. Yeah. But yeah, not at the 10th pick. Maybe later.
Well, we can get him at 25. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, 25 is a good spot for him, but not 10.
Jinx, you're Seahawks need a running back and a safety.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Yeah, we stole your safety.
I don't know if stole is the correct
Who's your
word.
team, Truth? Oh, the Bears. Never mind.
We got Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, the Indiana Bears.
Yeah, the Indiana. Oh, I forgot.
I was just thinking Illinois. Arlington Heights.
What? Oh, is that where they're?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Indiana.
Yeah, that's on the opposite side of. That's not in Illinois.
Ah.
But it's only like 15 minutes away from like where the stadium is now, so it's like
Yeah, they're just running away from the taxes.
Yeah.
I have no problem.
That was funny because like everybody said that Dexter Lawrence wanted so much money, and it's like, well, maybe he didn't want to be in New York because of the taxes, because he took less money in the extension than what he was asking the Giants. And I was like, I think it had more to do with the fucking taxes, because he's going to make more money taking less money.
Cincinnati, yeah.
Interesting. So I'm looking at this account called the Lone Raccoon.
Rescue Raccoon?
No.
Oh, do we make that announcement?
No.
We just leave it.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth. But a lot of people don't know who we're talking about. So looking at like this person was tracking data during the Virginia election and like time-stamped counts. There were changes in the different counties' reporting numbers. There were decreases. Like Chesterfield had let's see, they had a decrease of 71,903 votes. Augusta had a decrease of almost 12,000 votes.
Where are you reading this, Jinx?
I can't get to the pill or anything because I'm streaming. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop it in Discord for Sippy, and he's gonna put it in the pill. Because this is interesting. Because yeah, I mean, there's even like there's a graph for just Fairfax County for each of their dumps.
There you go. I put the turds in the pill.
So Fairfax County only has 3 high-speed scanners. Even in perfect conditions, those 3 machines can process a max of 4,500 ballots in 5 minutes. Yet the yes votes just exploded by over 64,000 in that exact window. The no votes were leading all night, when about 90% of votes were in Democrats squeeze a win by. This is very interesting. I'm gonna get this up on the stream so you guys can are watching and see, because this is yeah, I don't know who all's actually looking at this, but it goes through the counties. I mean, I don't know the size of some of these counties. They may be like really, really small, but I mean, some of the changes aren't really concerning, like a change of 3. I'm not really worried about that, but I mean, when you have King George, it lost over half of its votes. It went from 11,000 to 5,200. That's weird. That is very weird. Amherst went from 11,200 to 6,600. Talking to myself. What it feels like.
Chesterfield lost 72,000.
Yeah. Their vote count went down by 72,000.
Take that and mail-in ballots. Isn't that the difference in the results?
No, that was exactly 35,000. I thought the mail.
That was just one county.
I'm talking about in totality, like you add this data and the drops, right?
Oh, okay.
Because he's saying they added net 137,000 votes for yes, and that's almost 50,000 more than the currently reported winning margin for yes.
Mm.
The same applies for the election of Commissar Spanberger, as he puts it. In summary, a completely preventable train wreck. I hope that the Republican leaders in Virginia are now convinced that mail-in ballots and machine counting are not our friends. I also hope that they start asking the hard questions of counties like Chesterfield. This is interesting.
Yeah. This doesn't seem very kosher, does it?
No.
Oh, he has the raw data.
Yep.
That's nice. That kind of looks like the Joe Biden, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
Give it to you raw.
I like it raw.
Yeah, the F curves.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. And everything's time stamped. Like, he took meticulous data, man.
But they literally, well, I mean, that's just the time series data. He just got the raw data. That's that the API stream that you can get, but you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Of the live streamed data. That's what that is, because I actually have quite a few of those Excel spreadsheets like that. Because that's an Excel spreadsheet, by the way. I don't use that one though, because it's like the darker ones. White hurts my eyes.
They say the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Is that what they say? The darker.
Pretty sure it's supposed to be the older the berry.
All right, who's Barry?
Obama.
Oh God. No. But
Berry.
Barry and Big Mike.
So those three machines can process a max of 4,500 ballots in 5 minutes. Is that each or combined?
well, if he would have told us what machines they were, we could check that.
Oh, someone grokked it. ES&S DS 950 high-speed digital ballot scanners. Let's see.
Or did somebody grok it?
1,500 ballots per scanner in 5 minutes. It's a manufacturer's rated throughput for high volume central count.
So
Real world rates are often lower due to ballot condition.
Yeah, 4,500 max in perfect conditions.
In 5 minutes. And they managed to count
64,000.
64,000 in 5 minutes. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
But you got to take into account. I hate playing devil's advocate on this shit. We'd have to look at all the data, because maybe there was a big gap and they reported a bunch. But from what it sounds like, it was.
You're a big gap.
So with the link that I sent, there's a graph, there's a bar chart.
I see it.
And it's got timestamps. I mean, obviously we'd have to confirm the timestamps, but
yeah, I'd have to look at the raw data, and I don't feel like doing that right now.
So from 2108 to 2114, just looking at the increases in yes votes, it's 50,000 votes in less than 10 minutes. That's 6 minutes.
Sorry, I thought I was muted there.
All right. If you include the no's, it looks like it's probably 70, between 70 and 80,000 votes that were tabulated and reported in 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's impossible. That's impossible. Not even improbable. Impossible.
Yeah.
And then you've got all this blatant ass cheating, and nobody does anything. Apparently, I'm going to have to go into law enforcement.
There's a rhino on it.
I'm quite literally just going to start arresting motherfuckers. Like, I'm going to go up to them and be like, you're under arrest. Why? Oh, because I witnessed you commit a felony. You're under arrest. Like, I'm going to have to go up to Virginia, become a fucking state trooper or something, and just start arresting everybody that's actually breaking the law. I don't know why this doesn't already happen.
All right. So this guy that's doing this research he says he's a forensic analyst.
Okay. He's a forensic analyst.
He said anal. Silence. The anal.
This is very sketchy, guys. Very, very sketchy.
Those things are when it's run by a Democrat.
Interesting. You're interesting. I don't know if anything's going to happen out of any of this.
No, literally nothing, because our law enforcement are fucking neutered. They have no balls. Just a bunch of bitches.
Not wrong.
They probably answer somebody though. It doesn't know.
It's just like, God, man, just arrest people. Let the courts figure it out. Isn't that what they say on the side of the road when they arrest people for fucking traffic violations?
Yep.
True.
Yeah. Let the courts figure it the fuck out.
Yep. Argue about it in court. Argue about it in court.
Yep. That's exactly what they should do. They should just arrest them, make them bail the fuck out, and let the courts figure it out.
Bail? What's that?
Yeah, right.
Oh.
The problem is all these people are lawyers.
It doesn't matter. Arrest them.
So I'm sending you another link, Sippy. The early voting website data from the Department of Elections does not match their JSON data. Web display shows 1,566,000 yes to 1,479,000 no, but JSON file from same page, bottom of page media export link, reflects 1,194,000 yes to 1,208,000 no. The JSON data shows the no winning as of 21st of April at 22:35, but the website graphic shows yes winning.
Well, that's their fault.
I don't know enough about like JSON and stuff like that. That's part of why I sent you that link.
JSON's really easy.
Because he included the link to the website.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm just trying to figure out where his so he did the media export for the JSON?
Yeah. It said bottom of page media export link.
Downloads. Let me go ahead and download the Virginia virus. Up to the JSON file, which is apparently a pretty big one because it's taking a minute to open. It's still not open, by the way. Like, what the fuck? Did it freeze?
I've seen the files all over again.
Huh?
And where you tried to download the Epstein files and it took a long ass time. So it's that all over again.
I've got the download. When I tried to open the motherfucker, it wouldn't open. Open, bitch.
Since you asked so nicely, Sippy. Just this one time.
It's not even formatted.
Random bitch.
Oh my god. There we go. Gotta love Visual Studio. All right. So, what is the claim? I got the file open now.
So, I mean, numbers may have changed since then, but saying that the web display is showing more votes than the JSON file.
Okay.
And that on the JSON file, no was winning at that point in time. But the web was showing, what was that?
Is he talking about a specific county or the overall?
The whole thing. The web display was showing 600,000 more votes than the JSON file.
So we've got yes at 1,575,363 or 67, and no at 1,486,451. I can get this shit to actually work right. I hate when it's a big ass fucking file like this because it takes forever to do anything. Anyways, basically, the JSON file will have like every file dump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it should. Yeah. So vote count 466, reporting status, election night complete for the precinct. So it's just overall precinct data. Yeah. It's
So
overall precinct data.
why would the JSON file at that time show less votes than the web?
So there's a couple reasons. Depends on what they're doing to refresh the web page. It can be slower, right? Like the refresh, because it is a big ass file, so you don't really want to overwork your server like that.
Right, but the web was more votes than the JSON, not less.
The web was more?
The web was 600,000 more votes than the JSON file was at that time of night.
Well, could be the same thing. The media export. I would hang on. Let me do a little bit of. Oh man, you're gonna make me fucking work.
Sorry.
No,
not really.
But well, I got idea. We'll see. See what this actually requests. Data. Okay. So it is may not say something wrong. Make sure I read it.
Yeah, I don't understand how any of this stuff works, so Sippy has to do it all.
So it's pulling data. Well, it's pulling data from that spot, but I need to see what it does when I hit that other button. Or not necessarily when I hit it. I can probably just hit it. Right click that bitch and see what it says. I can get down to the bottom because these motherfuckers have it like lazy loading shit. All right. Powered by enhanced voting.
Enhanced with extra votes.
A few 100,000 votes.
Right. I mean, when you consider that literally, what is it, a third of Virginia voters are duplicate registrations?
Yeah. So the export is not live data.
Okay.
The web page is.
Okay.
So
that explains
the
things.
web page would have been higher, like it would have been ahead of the export. So though it looks sketchy, it doesn't seem that there's any sketch there.
No sketch.
Well, no sketch on that part.
Yeah, there's a lot that is sketchy about this election, just not that part.
Yeah, but I mean, see, that's why I hate like when people like do that kind of stuff. Because if he knew enough to go through the JSON file, then he knew how to do what I just did, which was just check the network. Like, basically, I brought up the inspect element. I went to the network tab, and then I refreshed the page to see where it was getting its data from, which it was getting its data from an endpoint that was live data. Whereas the JSON file is just a static file at the bottom.
Yeah, blue hair.
I'm just trying to explain to y'all like how to actually do that kind of shit because it's very easy to misread that into something that's sketchy, but it is that actually wouldn't be sketchy.
Okay. Well, thank you for explaining that.
There's probably like every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes or something, it would probably update that JSON file. So it would be, or however long it could be, 30 minutes. Because it's such a big file. It probably was like 30 minutes. But yeah, it would just update that flat file ever so often. You wouldn't have it live update that because it would fucking kill your server. Welcome to my TED Talk.
Thank you, Mississippi.
All right. Anything else? Because we're getting close to wind down time.
Is that another way to say that you're hungry?
I mean, I am hungry, but we're 4 minutes from end time, and I want to make sure that anything else anybody felt we needed to talk about got talked about.
I can get a lot done in 4 minutes.
We know.
I'm eating chocolate ice cream for the first time in a long time.
Nice.
I've been laying off all this stuff, but I figured, like it's kind of the end, and my body is kind of like the stress isn't there from walking and doing all of this stuff anymore. So I'm gonna treat myself to some chocolate ice cream.
That sounds
Not
good.
that you care, but it's newsworthy for me. How's
See,
that?
this guy actually went deeper, by the way.
That's what she said.
He went a lot. He actually wrote code that was parsing it and then adding it together. But I think he missed that. Yeah, I think he missed the fact that JSON file was a flat file, and that's not where the web page was actually getting its data from.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe I'll tell him. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Oh,
Maybe.
wow. Hold up. Do you see? He's supposedly the CTO of something. What the fuck? Nah, CTO should know better.
I mean, I can also say I'm a CTO.
We're still talking about the guy that did the Virginia number dump, right?
Yeah,
no, not the old guy.
with the JSON file.
This is a different guy, not the old guy. The old guy with the charts and stuff that still holds. I mean, as far as I know, I would have to grab the raw data to see that, but. Even he says that. Even he says that. Basically, he's saying that you would think that it would be synced together. That's not necessarily the case. I mean, no, it would kill your server. If you're doing that and you don't have a very powerful server, which I would assume they don't because they're. But yeah, if you don't have a very powerful server, you don't want to be updating a file that fucking big that many times.
Yeah. Very true.
The only way to have done that would been while they were doing their, like while the election was going on. So no way I can really recreate that, I don't think.
Oh, Rasmussen reports quote posted that the Lone Raccoon's voter data thing that he did.
Yeah, that guy, as far as I know, that might be legit. Like I said, haven't really looked into it, but it looks probably legit.
And he said, so Rasmussen says, reader reminder, you don't have to create fake votes to change an election outcome. That is always more risky. It's easier to just erase votes for the issue or person that you want to quote unquote lose. And now there's court testimony under oath by the people who did it in 2020.
Dude, this guy is literally like has a digitalpollwatchers.org. He's like teaching people about elections and what? From everything he claims, he should know better. He should know that's just literally like that's two different fucking data sources. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not saying he's trying to like mislead people. I'm just saying he's a
Idiot.
No, not necessarily. I think he's overlooking a piece of the puzzle. What I think. Opinion. Anywho, I guess we're gonna shut her down. We're 1 minute over, and Jinx gets hangry after 10. So
I
10
do.
my time. Like 8.
Love ya.
It's definitely dinner time. It's 8 o'clock. So.
Bye-bye.
I need to eat. Bye-bye.
It's 11 o'clock.
All right, guys. Enjoy your meal. Enjoy your evening. Get some rest. Nice chatting with you guys.
Yeah. We'll see you guys on Sunday.
All right, guys. Take
Same
care.
time, same place.